proper democratic system, which effectively involves a voting system of proportional representation, where each vote counts equally. I think there are two key principles that have to be followed for a democratic system to be most effective. One is that each person's vote should count as equally as possible with the next person's vote.
That's what it's supposed
and it's
to.
not always possible. It's possible to get as sensitive a system as possible where each person's vote counts as equally as possible. And that's generally a proportional representation system. First past the post certainly doesn't deliver that. We don't get that in this country, because depending on where you live and how you vote, your vote can be worth, I think I calculated it once, there are others who have calculated this more accurately, but I think I worked out once that, let's say you vote Lib Dem in a strongly Tory or Labour constituency, your vote is likely to be worth 12 times less than someone who lives probably even next door to you that votes, like if you lived in somewhere like Guildford in Surrey.
Why is that
maybe
then?
not Guildford, but because I think there might be certain places where, certainly in certain Conservative constituencies in the southeast, the main opposition is Liberal Democrats, not Labour. Yeah. And in the north, until the last election, where the big thing was the Red Wall, where all these constituencies that had been Labour for decades, even centuries actually, suddenly, they went Tory. But previously they were strong Labour seats, and I suppose you'd have to say the main opposition in those kind of seats was not the Conservatives but the Lib Dems. So the Lib Dems often sort of function as the main opposition in seats where, in one case, in one instance where the Tories are the strongest party and Labour have got virtually next to no chance. So the Lib Dems would be the main opposition party in those constituencies, and equally in some constituencies in the north and inner cities and that, where the Tories got virtually no chance of getting elected. There's always Labour, and then the Lib Dems would be the main opposition to them. So we tend to think of Tories and Labour as being they are the two main parties in opposition to each other, but not in every area. In some areas, you say Labour doesn't get a look in, and it has to be another party.